Hey everyone, welcome to another stream. We're back with some more NES this Friday afternoon, and we're going to start off with this game called Thunder and Lightning. You know, I feel like I know most of the North American library, but for some reason I had never actually heard of this one until this past week. I saw it in a game store, and some of you guys might know I do collect NES cartridges just as a personal thing. I'm not going for a full set or anything, but anything that's still relatively affordable that looks relatively cool I would like to have. And so I saw this, it was pretty cheap compared to other games I don't already have, and yeah, I snapped it up and watched some gameplay, and apparently it's an Arkanoid clone. I don't know why, I've never heard of this game, not even the arcade version. This was an arcade game, I believe, never even heard of that, and it looks really fun. And so what I figured I would do for today's stream is try to play this game for the first time, give it a try, see how far we can go on like a credit or two, or maybe just one. It depends on how far we get on our first try. And then afterwards, this will just be a standard NES variety stream where I just play a few other NES games that I either feel like playing or don't feel like playing. I don't know. There's just a bunch of different factors involved. I think last week someone had suggested one game, and we ended up playing it even though I wasn't really feeling like it, but it was still fun. So we'll kind of see what happens here. But yeah, Friday afternoon stream. Like I said last week, I don't know if these are going to be super regular, but they seem to be working out right now for myself personally, which I think is kind of important. Instead of forcing myself to stream on like a Thursday night or something like that and be wrecked by the end of it because I've worked a full day, I can, you know, do this on my shorter day on Friday, and then when I'm done, I can potentially go out and still do stuff with my life. So, yeah, the last couple Fridays have been pretty good, so we're going to keep rolling with that for a little while, I think. But, yeah, we'll see. But, yeah, Thunder and Lightning. Let's go ahead and jump in. Also, I see that there's Steve-O out there, Sanka Banka, Jason Scott, and Freddie Voorhees. Thanks, guys, for jumping in. Hopefully you guys aren't experiencing any major issues today. I know there's been some connectivity issues on the live streams for some people lately, but yeah. Anyway, let me know if you guys are out there, and let's go ahead and jump into this. So yeah, it's very much an Arkanoid clone with Arkanoid 2 mixed in. I noticed there's some power-ups that are just like the ones in Arkanoid 2, where like you can cut through multiples of these blocks with a huge ball, and apparently that sub right there, that floating sub, gives you power-ups. Looks like those plants up top split your ball into smaller ones. Actually doesn't seem that bad, because now you've got multiple balls bouncing around, which makes clearing these blocks a lot easier. Oh, okay, and okay, so I just got a power that lets me catch it, just like an Arkanoid. And that's timed, so I didn't actually press the button to release it, it just released on its own, just like Arkanoid. There's a hold power-up just like that in Arkanoid, but in this one, it looks like operates a little bit different. Oh, shoot, why did I do that? That's bad. I'm going to assume there are no continues in this game, so dying on level 1 is not a good thing. Yeah, but I did notice when the ball got shrunk down by the plant up top, that it was actually kind of hard to see. The background, for a sprite of that size, the background seems a little busy. Alright, that should slow the balls down. It looks like I still have 2 in the playfield. Wow, it split it out into 3. Okay. And what is this? Oh, it splits off into multiples. Okay, I like that. Wow, okay. Cool power-ups. Let's see what this glove does. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, and so apparently there are 30 levels in the game. Oh, jeez. Oh, gee. A squid really slows you down. And you can still speed up, but there's a lot of okay, so that's not a glove actually. That's like some kind of bottle. So I definitely don't want to hit that. Okay. I'm going to assume this only works with the NES D-pad. It doesn't work with the VALS controller. I watched a bunch of videos about the game, and none of them mention the Taito VALS controller, which is, you know, a rotary controller. Yeah, so getting used to the game's gimmicks is gonna be a big stepping stone for me. Okay, just like Arkanoid, if you have a very wide paddle, it goes away when you pick up another power-up. But what's cool is you can pick up another one. See, in Arkanoid, at least the original Arkanoid, I'm not sure about Revenge of Doe. I think it's the same in most of the Arkanoid series. If you have, say, like 3 balls on the playfield, and then you grab the long power-up, I think it deletes the extra balls in the playfield and it takes it back down to 1, maybe? So some of the twists on the Arkanoid power-ups in this are actually pretty cool. I saw like a couple of like, you know how like snide some retro gamer comments could be. They were like, oh, it's just an Arkanoid clone. But I'm like, I was looking at lots of gameplay thinking to myself like, it looks like a pretty creative clone, which makes it totally worth it. But yeah, it's pretty cool so far. Yeah, it's got 30 stages. I saw the Mexican runner. I checked out his archive of it. It took him like 8 hours to beat the game for the first time, apparently. So, lots of trial and error if you've never played it before. I also watched the NES Complete gameplay of it. It took them like 45 minutes, I think, to go through each level. So, if you manage to once see the game, it takes less than an hour apparently. So, all right, these turtles from the gameplay I saw, they actually make blocks appear, which again is pretty creative. Actually, you don't really see that in Arkanoid. I like the ball spread power-ups. Like that 5-way spread was really nice. I could see why you might not want it in certain levels. Because, like, there are some not power-ups, but some enemies on the playfield that can be, like, major detriments to you. But in these early levels, it seemed like you would really want to have multiple balls in the playfield just to clear out these blocks a lot faster. Got it. There we go. Yeah, and it actually, you know, having multiple balls in the playfield seems pretty good right now because you're more likely to hit the sub, and the sub really only drops things that are good for you, it seems like. There aren't any, like, bad power-ups that I've seen yet. And it's like, it feels like it's more likely to drop an extra life the more times you hit it. Yeah, look at that. Another one. Holy crap. Okay. That's probably bad? Oh no! Holy crap! It's like the laser power of an Arkanoid. Why would you not want that? And it's like, yeah, an Arkanoid. it doubles in firepower if you pick up the second one. Dude, that's awesome. And it looks like, yeah, I grabbed the long power up and it overrode my missile. I was gonna say laser because I'm so used to Arkanoid. So you could farm for extra lives. I like that. Hey Aberdeen, welcome back. This is slightly reminiscent of like Arkanoid's Stage 3. Oh, it's a UFO now. It's not a sub. That's pretty cool. I gotta say, this is a really good Arkanoid clone. Like, it's obviously inspired by it, but like in a good way. It's not just ripping it off. It's got a lot of its own personality and creativity. Let's hit that. Ooh! Still getting used to the initial eject. The angle of it. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I've played Arkanoid on NES, and it's like you have to have the VALS controller. I've heard some old school heads at Nintendo Age completing it with a D-pad, but I'm like, yeah, I don't think I ever really want to try that. Every time I attempt to play with a D-pad, it doesn't really work out very well. But yeah, this feels fine. It feels pretty good, actually. I am noticing the bounce physics are there's not a lot of flexibility in it. Like I'm trying to get the ball to just go like directly up, and it's not doing that for me. I'm not sure how you're supposed to like be able to position it upwards. Oh, that shrinks my paddle. Oh, but it lets me catch it. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's actually really cool. So there's like always 3 balls in the playfield as long as you have one in play with that power up. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so there's a power up in Arkanoid 2 that just cuts through everything. That's exactly what this is. Kind of wanted to hit that spaceship, farm some extra lives. I heard that is like a totally viable strategy, but people find it cheap. But I don't know. I see it as just playing by the game's rules, so... I also like the graphics. I mean, when you hit blocks that take more than one hit, they shine and animate to their next state. It's good. You know, the game's not like a complete looker, but it looks good enough. It's bright and colorful. Sprites are very discernible. It's easy to tell what they are. Oh, just like Arkanoid, slowing the ball down does remove your large paddle. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I've heard about the clouds. So yeah, the clouds, they block your view of the ball. So you have to really watch the blocks. That's actually pretty clever, I think. And then the birds do something. They might actually help you. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, you know what? They might end up diverting the ball, which could be bad. Oh, you can hold B to speed up. Holy crap. Oh my god. There's a lot of flexibility in this. It'd be nice if you could hold, like, A to slow down. That'd be cool. Well, then how would you fire your missile? It could be like Double Dragon, A plus B. Whoa. Oh, the bird does help you. Okay. I wonder if it can kill me, though. Oh, jeez. That is so cool, man. Oh, man. That is fun. Missiles. Got it. So I have no idea what this guy does. Freddy says he's working on his game room upstairs. Very nice. I'm working on my game room too, but in the opposite direction. I'm actually trying to tone down the amount of stuff I have hanging up on my walls and stuff like that. Try to maybe slowly get it back to looking like a semi-normal room and not something that's like obsessed over video games. Oh, okay. That hurt. But he cleared those blocks out for me. Yeah, lots of clouds in this level, man. Oh, hitting him just clears out blocks. Oh, that's good to know. Okay, got it. No, you're absolutely right, Aberdeen. It is a lot easier to add than it is to remove. But yeah, I'm at just kind of like a phase in my life where, like, I don't really want a full room dedicated to the stuff anymore. It'd be different if I had, like, a house. If I live in a small apartment and I only have so much space. My YouTube channel is no longer in, like, a growth period. So, like, the motivation to, like, dedicate all this space to what I do here is just kind of... It seems kind of pointless right now, if that makes any sense. Some of you will understand, some of you won't. I kind of want my space back. It's like I barely play video games on my own. Whenever I'm playing games, it's on stream, either here or on Twitch. And if I do play games on my own, it's not usually for long, or it's usually during times when I'm like, I just really need a change of pace. which isn't usually that often. Or I'm playing like a modern game on my living room TV. I actually had thought about making my game room my bedroom again, because when I upgraded my internet years ago, the router changed to my then bedroom, which is on the other side of the apartment. And I was like, well, I'm doing a ton of streaming and YouTube stuff right now. Let me just turn my bedroom into my game room. And so I swapped my bedroom into the tiny room. But I had always forgotten that one of the reasons I did that was because the router was on the other side of the apartment, and I didn't want to run an Ethernet cable all the way across my apartment. So I may not do that again. I may just leave this the game room, but just kind of tone back the gaming look. I don't need posters and wall scrolls hanging up. I'm also in a bit of a downsizing period where I'm kind of cutting back on collecting. Getting rid of a lot of disc-based items, cartridge-based stuff I don't really care that much about. Getting rid of duplicate consoles, stuff like that. It's like, do I need a GameCube? No, I have a Wii. Do I need 5 Sega Genesis consoles? No, definitely not. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, I do wish I had a little more control over where the ball went. That's something I don't have as much trouble with Arkanoid. Like, I know when you're hitting the ball from more like the middle of the paddle, it goes vertically, and it seems like it does that in this, but it feels like the area on the paddle is much smaller, so it's actually harder to get it going vertically than Arkanoid. Arkanoid, it seems a lot easier. Alright, nice. Good power up. If it wants to finally drop, there we go. But yeah, that's cool, Freddy. I like to see people get excited about making a game room. I seem to go through, like, phases with that concept. I've had multiple game rooms over the course of my life, but I'm at the point, again, it's not the first time this has happened, but right now it's like, I feel like I don't think it should be a major focus in my life, personally, but I like seeing other people that do it and enjoy it and love having a space like that. No! No! I wasn't fast enough. Round 10, though. We're a third of the way through the game on the first try. It's not too bad. I think this might be our last life. I wasn't really paying attention. Wow, and that saucer is like so close. Oh, that's not good. Oh boy. Okay. Nice. Big. Every time I see that, I think of Metal Slug 2. When you eat too much food, your character goes fat. And the game goes, ooh, big! Or something like that. Uh-oh. This could be bad. Holy crap. Oh, I can barely see what I'm doing. Ooh, barely? Oh, jeez. Oh, hey, Carlos, what's going on? Welcome back. Looks like we have one life. Yeah, Carlos, I totally get that. Trust me, I've had large collections multiple times and sold a lot of it over the years. But I'm at a point in my life where it's like, I'm getting older. How many more times can I do this? Like, do I want to spend the rest of my life just buying video games that just end up sitting on a shelf? And I've got so many flashcards and optical drive emulators and emulation type devices, FPGA recreation devices. It's like, so I'm trying to be very disciplined now about what I put on my shelf. Like, very disciplined. I had a big downsizing. You know, we're talking a couple $1,000s worth of like store credit, which is obviously not the best way to go about getting rid of your collection, but I just wanted it gone, because the more I have, the more stressful it is to maintain and manage it. And I'm not playing most of what I buy. This is actually a good exception right here. I actually bought this cartridge, you know, a couple days ago. We're not actually using the cartridge. We're using my flash card because I do want to swap to other games without having to be limited to what's on my shelf. But most of the stuff I've been buying these last several years is just like, oh, this is really cool. It makes me feel good and warm and fuzzy and special. And now I'm at a point like, dude, you can't buy games because of that. That's just like an addiction. You know, buy things that have like a real purpose, like a usable purpose. I don't need to own a cartridge to play it because I have my flashcards. But yeah, I'm trying to get to a point where like my video game hobby is very manageable, maintainable, doesn't feel overbearing and overwhelming, and doesn't take up like a huge significant space in my apartment. Right now it does. I have so much stuff, and it's like it takes up an entire like 13 by 13 room, basically. I've got so many controllers and accessories. Now granted, everything I have generally has a purpose. Like, I have a lot of these accessories because I want to like do YouTube streams, or you know, it's the only way to play something like, I don't know, Time Crisis or whatever, but it's still kind of overwhelming. I still have so much stuff. But you know, I also want to do other things with my life. I don't want to just play video games all the time. I'm not, you know, it's like I'm getting older. Who knows how long I'll be around. I don't have the best health. You know, so trying to downsize stuff that I know I could definitely do without right now, like duplicate consoles. I'm trying to keep a lot of my real hardware that I like to stream with, you know, but any duplicates, boom, gone. Any boxes that I don't need or don't have an attachment to, like modern console boxes. Like, I chucked my PS5 system box last week, same with my, couple of other modern console boxes like Xbox One and PS3, and it's like stuff that doesn't have any personality or that doesn't feel special to me. Just, you know, trash. I'm not gonna bother wasting my time trying to sell it to people or donate it. You know, I've got limited time, and so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. Instead of selling stuff online or on eBay and spending a month doing a full-time job of downsizing my games, it's like, take them all, shove them in a bag, take them to Starland, trade them in, get credit, put that credit towards something that I could actually use right now for the stream, or, you know, like one thing I did is I downsized a bunch of games and I bought an Intellivision, and bought a bunch of Intellivision cartridges, because it's like, I haven't had one in like over 10 years, and that got me to find a RF to HDMI converter that's actually really good. So now I can actually stream those consoles without needing to RGB mod them. So like, you know, there's purpose to what I'm doing too that'll actually help the stream in the future. Like I really would like to do it in television stream sometime soon. That would be pretty fun. There's some pretty fun games on it. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and change games. Jason, they do it for a variety of reasons, you know, and I've done it for, I think, all the reasons. It makes you feel good. You want to, you know, it gives you those nostalgia feels, but it, yeah, that's like, okay, yeah, I get it. I've done it, been there, done that. Then there's things like, oh, it's a hobby. I want to have like a full set of everything I get. And so they're buying stuff just to, they're full set collectors. Then there's the people that still don't want to use emulation or flashcards. They just look at them in a very negative light for some reason. I think that's like a really outdated way of thinking. And, you know, they make up excuses. Some of the excuses are, you know, I kind of get, like, oh, I have option paralysis. Well, it's like, well, when you have a huge shelf of games, you still have option paralysis. So that's a different issue that one has to work towards getting over. And I've mostly gotten over that. I don't have option paralysis anymore, whether it's my real games or the flashcards, because it's just, I've learned to think outside the box. Others do it because it's just an addiction. It's just like they get bored, they might be depressed, they go out and they shop. You know, the hunt is fun. Going out and seeing what you find out in the wild can be fun. And so, like, I mean, those are some of the reasons, Jason, that people might collect video games. You know, in the modern gaming sense, you know, some people, they might do it because, like, they might do it because they're worried that, you know, some games might get delisted. They will no longer have access to them, but it's like, yeah, I get that too. But, you know, I kind of look at it as if I haven't really had the major desire to like play a game yet, with the thousands of games behind me and the thousands of games I have, tens of thousands of games I have access to at any moment. I haven't played it yet. It's not that important enough for me to go out and track down a real physical copy. It's just like, whatever, you know, I can do without it. I can live without it. And, but yeah, everybody collects and puts games on their shelves for, you know, for various reasons. So, Carlos says there's even digital game paralysis too. There's just so much out there. Oh yeah, absolutely. My Xbox, 360 and Xbox One and Xbox Series libraries, I have like a couple hundred games at least that I bought digitally over the last 15 years. And actually it's almost 20 years now. It's crazy. Xbox 360 is almost 20 years old. And I'll try to do live streams of that, and like on Twitch, I won't know what to play. I just keep scrolling up and down on my list, and it's really boring, and I lose viewers. So... Oh, man. Alright, let's go ahead and play some Contra. This is going to be a short and sweet one. But yeah, for me, it's like, if you really enjoy the video game collecting hobby, then by all means, you know, keep doing it, keep doing what makes you happy. For me, it's kind of like, I'm not really, I don't know, there's just other areas of my life I find much more important now than shoving shit on my shelf that I'm probably never going to play. And stuff doesn't make me feel good anymore. Some of it makes me feel good. Like, I really love my NES and SNES collections. I won't lie. That's why I didn't sell them recently. I sold all my Genesis games, cart only. I sold all my N64 carts. I sold, you know, random loose carts I had bought because they made me feel good or something like that. And a lot of the CD-based console stuff. Like, I traded in most of my American PS1 games. Including some long box games I always held near and dear to my heart, but I'm like, well, I've got the Japanese versions already, and you know, I've also got ways to play CDRs. It's not a big deal. I still have access to the stuff. It's just not accessed in the same way as it was before. And now I don't see it on my shelf, and I don't ever think about it, and now that's like, you know, less energy I'm expending every time I go into my game room closet and I see everything. You know, maybe, well, no. I want to tell myself that, like, this is the last time I will, like... Alright, let me go back a step. So, like, over the last 25 years, I've both built big collections and I've shrunken those big collections for one reason or another. Either there was, like, it just wasn't doing it for me anymore, or I needed money, or I wanted to get into a different hobby that cost a lot of money, and selling my video game stuff was a way to do that. But then I always ended up going back and rebuying the stuff, and every time I rebought it, it was more and more expensive. And I guess that's reasonable, was reasonable when the stuff was cheap. Like, getting back into the hobby for the first couple times wasn't that difficult. But nowadays, it's like, it's really hard to get into it. Everything is so expensive now. And I live in one of the most expensive areas of the country. I don't make a ton of money, and I live by myself. And so spending a lot of money on, you know, the current retro video game market just is kind of irresponsible for me right now, in my current position in life. So I kind of wanted to get rid of a lot of the stuff, and then just be disciplined in the future and not rebuy any of it. And if I really want to play something, play it via alternative means. You know, download an ISO, burn a disc, use an optical drive emulator. You know, use the modern tools that are out there, and don't be beholden to, like, a pre-2000 mindset where it's like, I have to have the real thing, it's just not the same. It's like, well, your wallet will disagree with you, man. That's what I'm going to tell myself. And, you know, that's my personal goal, is to stop just randomly buying stuff that I don't need. I still have a bunch of, like, PS2 and Xbox era Wii games, Wii U games, because I find it's a little bit more difficult to do ISOs effectively with those. Like, with the original Xbox, I'd have to have a modded console and load up a hard drive with them, and, like, yeah, I don't really feel like doing that. And a lot of the games I have are the ones, like, I'd want to keep anyway. You know, my favorites, like Outrun 2 in 2006, and Panzer Dragoon Orta, stuff like that. I'm okay with keeping that stuff like that. But I also made a pact with myself that, and I told myself, okay, if I'm going to add any PS2 or Xbox games to these collections, or Wii or whatever, I have to at least beat one that's been sitting on my shelf forever that I haven't finished yet. And that's like most of my shelf for both of those libraries. It's a bunch of games that, like, I bought with the intent to stream or something like that. And I never did finish them, or I barely play them, or in some cases I never played them. They've just been on my shelf for literally 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and I never really got around to them. And so, if I'm at, like, Starland, you know, Killing Time, and I'm going to be at Starland for other reasons, too. I've been helping them out with videos and stuff lately, which has been kind of cool. So I'm going to be hanging out there anyway, and be inundated with games surrounding me. But if I see something that's, like, sparks my eye, like, ooh, this PS2 game looks really cool, or, like, I remember hearing about that one back in the day, and I would really like to try it, but I'm going to tell myself, no. Before you can do that, you've got to go, say, pick Rygar off your shelf and finally finish that damn game. And then if you don't love it, trade it in. Get rid of it. Don't keep it. Don't leave it on the shelf. You know, doesn't need to be a memento, you know, it doesn't need to take up space. You know, free that space up for something else you might want to try, or get rid of it. Or if it turned out to be, like, the most amazing game ever, then okay, keep it, that's fine. But, I don't want to be hoarding stuff that's just never going to get used, you know. Get it off my shelf, which gets it off my shoulders. You know, cut some of that chain link on that big-ass ball and chain. That is my backlog. That feels good. And, maybe just trade it in, give it to someone else. Hell, maybe even just give it to someone else instead of trading it in. Be like, hey Chris, hey man, you ever play Rygar on PS2? Do you want to? You want this copy? Here you go, it's yours. Just, there you go. You're a good friend, you can just have it. That sort of thing. You know, like, stop caring about hoarding, stop caring about, just holding on to stuff. And it's okay to not want to keep something. And that's kind of like going to be my new mantra. It's okay to not keep something. You don't have to hold on to everything. And again, it just makes me feel better in the process. Sivo says, I used to just rent video games instead of buying them. That's the old school method, man. Or he said before buying them. Yeah, try before you buy. Yeah, for me, I tend to look at YouTube videos. Although, funny enough, a lot of the games currently in my collection, I have actually played when, say, they were new. You know, like back in the PS2 era, I worked at multiple video game stores. And so I had, especially when it came to like Electronics Boutique or Funko Land, we had take-home access for a bunch of the games. I mean, really, at Funko Land in particular, it was like anything that just came out, you could quote-unquote rent it for like, or check it out for like 3 or 4 days or something like that. Then you were obligated to bring it back to the store. I actually don't remember if Electronics Boutique had that same policy, because that was before they merged with GameStop. But our manager would still let us do it anyway. So yeah, there was a lot of games I would take home for a night or two at EB, and so I either played a lot of those games I have currently through either quote-unquote renting them from my own store or through actually buying them, you know. I would either trade stuff in to get a bunch of games, or it would be like a used game. You know, for used games, my store managers were pretty flexible. They'd let me buy a used game, and then if I didn't like it, they'd just be like, oh yeah, just bring it back, we'll just swap it for something else. The perks to being a video game store employee at one of those major retail chains. A lot of those games, though, I wouldn't actually finish. Like, I'd play them for a few hours and be like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool, but, you know, the next hot thing's coming out tomorrow. Let me take this back, and I'll try it again some other time. And that leads to, like, a big backlog, you know, of games that you started but never finished. Jason, it does. Yes, the R power-up in this makes your weapon shoot across the screen a little bit faster. But I already grabbed it, so I already have one, so it's not going to do me any good. It only speeds up your shot power once. And then every other time you grab it, it's just points. And I'm glad I still have some of these games down. There's some games I've been playing recently. Some personal favorites that I've played a ton before that I'm just really rusty at. And it's like some parts of the games I have to just relearn. It's a weird feeling. Hey, Dustin, welcome back. I mean, to be fair, Contra is one of those games that I have played a lot on the NES. I mean, technically that's a lot of NES games, but I actually owned Contra as a kid. And it was one of those that, like, I feel like the muscle memory never really went away. See, at the end of the day, it is still a fairly simplistic game. You run left, you run right. There are some situations where maybe you gotta jump, maybe you gotta do some, like, real platforming, but there are lots of parts in this game, too, where, like, once you get it down once, you can just get it down every time and never fail again. Just gonna go ahead and skip that. Yeah, we're at the second to last level. You know, one of these years, I really want to try a stream where I max out the score in this game. I've done it a handful of times over the years on my own time. It's a pretty difficult challenge. Requires a ton of endurance. And as you loop the game, enemies start taking more and more damage to destroy. To the point where, like, the big alien head on the last level becomes, like, ridiculously hard to take out. Especially if you die and you're just using your rifle. Okay, good, got it. Also, the button mashing in this game always feels so damn good. That's it. Freddy, yes, I actually did a couple of midnight releases. My first one was the Sega Dreamcast. I got that at midnight. I was able to talk my dad into taking me to get that. I was in 11th grade in high school. So that'll always be pretty special to me. And he even let me hook it up for about 10 minutes after we got home. It was probably like 2:30 in the morning. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. As far as buying games themselves, I might have did, like, Halo 3. I think I might have done the Halo 3 launch party. Either that or it was... You know what? That might have been Halo Reach. And then all the other ones I attended, I was technically working. So I did Halo 2 for the original Xbox. I was working Electronics Boutique. And then I did Grand Theft Auto... I think it was San Andreas. I think at Grand Theft Auto San Andreas we had a, no, I think it might have been Vice City. And San Andreas, actually. I think we did midnight launches for both those. Oh, I did the midnight launch for the Nintendo Wii. That was interesting. I barely remember that. I might have done a couple of other midnight launches, actually. But yeah, as far as going to midnight launches myself, it was basically Dreamcast, Halo Reach. Now, this wasn't a midnight launch, but I did stand in line for the original Xbox outside of Best Buy. I showed up at like 3 in the morning, and it was freezing outside. And, yeah, so not really a midnight launch, but... There was that camp out, which was interesting. Darren asks, what's my favorite ride-in game? It would be the first one. Arcade game. Sanctum makes it in time for the ending. Well, the ending for this game. This is only our second game. Hey, Phoenix, welcome back. All right, let's swap to another game. Yeah, so for anybody just joining us, we started off with this sweet little Arkanoid clone called Thunder and Lightning, and I really enjoyed that. It's definitely a fun game. Speaking of which, we can actually try to play the original Arkanoid. It's only going to last about 5 minutes because it's really, really hard to control with the D-pad. Yeah, this is meant for the Valve controller, and that's actually an accessory I'd really like to get one day, but then again, it's like, am I ever going to use it more than once or twice? I mean, it is an NES accessory, though. Maybe I would. And I do love me some original Arkanoid. Just, I'm not sure if the NES version with the D-pad is a great choice. Do I even own this cartridge? Let's see. I'm going to look that up real quick. I've been doing NES collecting for at least 3, maybe 4 years now. I don't remember if it started in 2020 or 2021. But I have about 260 something games, I think. And so at that point, you start to forget what you actually have. And I do not have this game. Because I always remember how hard it is to play without the Valve controller. All right, let's go ahead and hit start and jump right into it. Steve-O says he never owned the Power Glove back in the day. I didn't own one back in the day, but I did own one in the very early days of my YouTubing. And geez, yeah, this is why it's so hard to control. It's because it's not that like the D-pad isn't responsive or anything, but the ball moves really fast. But yeah, in like 2009, 2010, I ended up getting the Power Glove. It wasn't that expensive back then. And really the only game I think I played was Super Glove Ball, which was actually a pretty cool game with the Power Glove. I do like it. So here's the laser power-up. It's a lot like the missile in Thunder and Lightning. All right, level 2. That is a really good drop right away. Like, look at how, holy hell, how fast that is already. And there's no way to speed up your paddle. There we go. Yeah, I'm very quickly seeing why, like, I never really wanted to play this with the D-pad because the ball gets so fast. With the Valve controller, your paddle actually... Are you serious? Your paddle actually will speed up a lot faster and it'll go across the screen faster. Oh, man. Okay, we don't want that. Well, I guess it really wouldn't matter at this point. Yeah, you can see I'm actually controlling the angle of the ball a little bit easier, though, compared to Thunder and Lightning. Oh! Yeah, and there's only one speed, so... We'll try it one more time. Try to extend that time code range. I like to time code all my streams, so we'll have the Arkanoid section be more than 2 minutes long. I feel like in this version of the game, having the catch ability is probably the best power-up. Because once you no longer have it, it's, you know, it's really hard to control things. You know, at least with the catch, you can just stop, breathe for a second, and then aim. Yeah, so if you've never played Arkanoid before, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Only the colored blocks are the ones that will drop power-ups. The gray ones will not. And the gray ones do take more hits, too. Yeah, I was gonna say, this actually looks fairly faithful to the arcade game. I mean, it's not one-to-one. There's definitely a noticeable downgrade here, but it still looks, you know, sprites are chunky. It, yeah, I like it. Yeah, for an 87 NES release, it's not bad. Probably doesn't really do much in the way of mappers. Actually, I'll have to look at the mapper list, see if it is even using a more advanced mapper, and I highly doubt it. Yeah, and the enemies add a little bit of RNG, a little bit of randomness. Freddie, it was very awesome owning a Dreamcast on day one. It was like the most impressive thing I'd ever seen in video gaming up to that time. Sucks that Sega had to bail out of the hardware game because the Dreamcast was a pretty amazing console. Oh! That was going to bounce the other way. Well, goddamn. It was smart of the Thunder and Lightning guys to give you a speed up button. This game really needs that, like, badly. Yeah, what they should have done is enabled that if you're just using the D-pad, and then disable that function if you're using the VALS. Not sure why anybody didn't think to do that or suggest it. I mean, I know I'm looking at it with a modern lens, but it's... People had to have, back in the day, been like the QA testers been like, this is impossible with the D-pad. Or maybe they were just guided to test it with the VALS, and they never even bothered messing with the D-pad. Oh my god, I just realized I had the sound muted that whole time. Why didn't anybody tell me? None of you guys told me there was no sound. Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna have to do it again then, because you guys didn't even get to hear the sound. Alright, I'm officially blaming you guys for this one, because we went like 10 minutes with no sound and nobody said a single thing. Good lord. Oh. Yeah, when I go to my changing games, I always mute the sound, because some games will just... There's a bunch of, like, garbage at play sometimes when you load up... when you swap games, the flash card. So I kind of try to do it as like a production value thing. And once in a blue moon, I forget to turn the volume back up. Absolutely hate losing my laser. No, definitely the game was not muted by default. I don't think I've played a single NES game that has absolutely zero sound. I know I've played some that have barely any sound, but I don't think I've ever played one that was completely dead silent. There's usually at least music or sound effects. Ooh, that's a nice one. Ooh, exit. Free exit. I wish I got that on round 3. Oh, the ball moves so fast I couldn't even try to grab the catch power up. Oh. No, Jason. There's not much sound to get copyrighted by on this game. Although it would be really ironic if I did get a copyright claim for that small jingle. I don't think I would, because I didn't get a copyright claim on my Arkanoid Revenge of Doe stream. Actually, it's called Arkanoid Do It Again, the Super Nintendo one. Which is pretty good, actually, overall, and it supports the mouse, which is nice. Alright. Let's try this again. Alright, what am I going to play next? Aside from Thunder and Lightning, I didn't have any games in mind. I was just going to play that for a while, but then I thought, you know what? Playing that same game for a couple hours probably isn't going to be that interesting. So let's just turn this into a regular variety stream. All right, we did Scat last week, so we're not going to do that right now. I did kind of want to do Shadow of the Ninja again. It's been like a year to a year and a half since I did my Let's Play of that game. So I want to see how I can handle this, considering it's been a while since I've actually played all the way through the game. Shadow of the Ninja. Alright, which one do I want to play this? I can't remember. I don't remember if it makes a difference. Well, just gonna go with Hayate. Alrighty. Been a while since I've touched this game. See if it comes back to me. Alright, so pressing up lets me go up there. But shurikens are a limited time power-up. Oh, that's right, secret area. Okay. Oh, and you know what? I think I was supposed to actually skip the hook. I think I was just gonna go straight for a sword power-up. You know, let's do that real quick. Hey, FPS. Yeah, you want to pick up the same kind of weapon because then you actually get upgraded. If you pick up a different weapon and switch back, you don't get upgraded. And getting upgraded makes your life a hell of a lot easier. So we pick up the throwing stars, shoot some stuff. Don't pick that up. Oops. Crazy monkey. There we go, sword. Yeah, so now you can see, like, I've got this little wavy attack with my sword. This guy just runs back and forth. You know, I think I actually bought the remake of this earlier this year on Xbox. I think I was really drunk and I forgot I bought it. I think I played the first level and I was like, this is really cool. And I went and played something else and then completely forgot I bought it. So I need to go back to that. Yeah, I gotta go back to that and try it again. It definitely seems pretty cool. It definitely follows the structure of the original game, but has, you know, a bunch of liberties thrown in as well. You know, let's go ahead and do the hook because of this. Jeez, man. Oh, what? Why are they both hitting me? They're both at the same height. Oh my god. Now that's some good old NES jank right there. Missiles are both at the same height, only one of them hits me and hurts me. Yeah, this is definitely one of those NES games where it's like, you've got to practice it and practice it and practice it to get consistent at it, and if you're not doing that, you're gonna forget it, and I've totally forgotten it. Like, these football dudes are okay. I do vaguely remember there being some kind of power-up in one of these. Another sword. I think the game's trying to tell me something. Hey, Society, welcome back. Oh, missed it. I missed it. Oh, that's not good. That's really bad. Oh. Yeah, that's like a memorize or die situation right there. Alright, at least it doesn't throw me all the way back to 1-1, so... Continuing isn't, I guess, the worst thing here. Still not great. There we go. Upgrades my weapon a little bit. Grab onto that, jump over here. Okay. And of course, I was like right next to a health refill. Alright, this boss is a flying enemy. He kind of goes back and forth. And tries to slam down close to where you are. Okay, almost hit me. Yeah, so this I do remember. I will take that. Oh, that's right, your shurikens start to home in when they're upgraded a certain amount of times. That's pretty cool. Oops. I will take that. It's another upgrade. And I forgot about that guy. And another one. Oops. Oh, and I completely lost my upgrades? Let me just jump over that guy. That sucks. I thought it was just going to transfer the upgrade. God damn. That's frustrating. Oh, okay. Still made it. Oh, that's right, these bombs. There's a way to cheese this, like you just... Completely forgot. Is it this? No. I thought you could just like... Oh, you have to face it. Okay. I see. Duck and duck. Oh, you have to hold down forward to do it. Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of ways to cheese certain bosses in this game. It's crazy, I forgot a lot of those details, but I guess it's because... Like, I didn't play this game like I played Ninja Gaiden growing up, you know? I only learned it for YouTube, and then I, like, basically never played it again. It's not like Shatterhand, where I still go back to Shatterhand, because it's... I don't know, I really like that game a lot. And this is, like, basically like a predecessor to Shatterhand in terms of gameplay and setup. But I always like Shatterhand way more. Ninja needs health badly. Jeez. Oh, lucky. His hook shot is so weird. Oh. There we go. And I'm dead. That's game over. Ugh. Alright guys, I'm going to put up the changing games message. I'm going to go use the restroom real quick, and then I'll pick a new game, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll be right back. All right, I am back. All right. What I'm going to do is play a little bit of a Mega Man game. And I'm going to actually play a little bit of... Trying to think. I'm going to do one that I don't play that often. Thinking we're going to do Mega Man 5. And we are most certainly not going through the whole game. We'll probably play a handful of Robot Masters. Maybe even... I don't know. We'll see. Alright. I haven't played this in a while. Let's start off with Crystal Man, who has actually probably the level that's the most pain in the ass of the first 8 Robot Masters. It's always nice to play Mega Man as like a palate cleanser to a game that you don't like as much. The Mega Man games are all pretty tight on NES. Shadow of the Ninja is not that tight. It's definitely got a fair bit of jank to it, which is fine. It's just it's not as precise as the Mega Man games are. Mega Man games, they run at 60 FPS, they're very responsive. They feel super good. Yeah, that part with like the falling crystals, you've got to time it just right, otherwise you'll run into one, you'll fall to your death. You know, I should probably grab that. The M-Tank will basically refill everything. And you can hold up to 1, I think. One thing I don't like that this game pioneered, this game specifically, is that when you're charging your Mega Buster, if you take a single hit, you'll lose it. You'll have to recharge from the beginning. So you have to be a little more accurate with your charging, otherwise you'll just end up wasting a lot of time trying to charge it. You'll charge and fail, charge and fail. I like Crystal Man as a boss because there's always a lot of projectiles on the screen, so there's a lot of stuff I have to dodge. And that's fun to me. There it is. Ah. They compensated by making the Mega Buster bigger. I mean, they did, but they also made the game, like, super easy by doing that. So, it was a bad design choice all around, in my opinion. I felt the way they did the Mega Buster in Mega Man 4 was the best of the 3 Charge NES games. And they shrunk it down a little bit in Mega Man 6, but I think in Mega Man 6 you still lose the charge when you take a hit. I believe. Mega Man 4, you don't lose the charge, though. Yeah, they made the charge more powerful in this one, too. So many enemies you can just rip through in one hit. Whereas in Mega Man 4, you know, you had enemies you could do that too, but it was usually really small enemies. For a bunch of enemies, you'd still have to, like, shoot them 1 or 2 more times after unleashing a full charge, and that was a good balance. But, like, these Tiger, they can just wait, charge, wait, charge. It's most annoying at boss fights, so if you take a hit during a boss fight, then you lose your charge, and you're like, ah, gotta charge again. I have to be careful. I think these things actually kill me in one hit. Yep, lost my charge. Yay. All right. Alright, these are letters for beat. Collect them all, the first 8 Robot Masters, and you will get beat. He's pretty cool, he's a little bird. Very handy on the very, very final boss. Nope. I was gonna say, just let him pass over me. I almost fell for that, too. There are some things in Mega Man games I always forget about, and some of these vertically moving enemies from endless pits are basically that. AKX, both Mega Man 5 and Mega Man 3 handed out extra lives like crazy. A long time ago, I used to think that, like, oh, these Mega Mans are handing out extra lives like crazy because, like, I'm playing them on a flash card. They know I'm pirating the game. It's an anti-piracy measure or something. And then I got the real cartridges, and I was like, oh, no, that's just how they are. I don't know if any NES game really had a anti-piracy measure. I know some Super Nintendo games did, but I'm not sure about 8-bit NES. FPSs, I guess that was to make up for the high difficulty. I mean, this game is the antithesis to difficult, in my opinion. I think it's one of the easier Mega Man games, personally. Well, Mega Man 3 does have a little more bite to it. It definitely has some more challenging moments. Yeah, it is actually interesting that, well, you know, honestly, it's kind of hard to look at it in an unbiased manner, because, like, by the time Mega Man 5 came out, I had already played 1 through 4, and a couple of the Game Boy games by that point. So, like, you know, I was already a Mega Man expert by that point. But even playing them all back to back, I still feel like this is the easiest one. Easiest one on the NES, I mean. There are definitely a couple points in Wily's Castle, though. If you don't have it memorized, then you'll just die instantly. You know, there's some cheap level design like that, but, you know, you had that in... Mega Man 2 in particular had a couple points where, like, if you didn't memorize, you were definitely going to die. Extra life. It's like, speaking of which... Another extra life. See if we can get our letter here. I don't think that's going to count. Yeah, looks like it did count. Okay. We sacrificed one of those many one-ups for the cause. Yeah, Jason, I would counter that and say that Top Man had the worst special weapon. It's like you always take damage when you run into enemies with that. At least with Charge Man, you will actually cut through some enemies. AKX says, tied with Power Stone. That weapon goes out of its way to miss targets. Yeah, if we're gonna relegate it to just Mega Man 5, I'd say the stone weapon's probably the worst, for me personally. There's a bunch of stuff it just bounces off of, too. I'm just gonna take damage here. I don't feel like waiting. Alright, so I think our beat letter is on this second half. Another extra life. Thank you, game. There it is, got it. Alright. Yeah, the boss can be a little annoying with his little water spouts. Alright. Yeah, Society. Mega Man 6 is quite a solid game. I mean, all the Mega Mans on NES are pretty good. Some are, I mean, to me, obviously better than others, but they're all really good games. I do prefer 6 over 5. I think 6 does a lot of things better. Like, I think its level design's more interesting. And I think its music is better overall. It's more catchy. A lot of the Mega Man 5 music for me is kind of forgettable. Relative to, like, all the other games on the system. It's got stiff competition, you know? Just because I don't like it as much as, like, Mega Man 2 or 3 doesn't mean, like, I shouldn't like it at all. So if you didn't find the M tank earlier, I think it would actually be here. But you've already picked one up, they just don't even spawn. I used to be like, God, this game isn't as good as Mega Man 2, so it sucks. This game's terrible. Look at all these dumb design choices. Yeah. Literally on video with face cam and everything. I'm sure a lot of people thought I had like the most punchable face at the time. With that attitude. I still see a lot of people across the internet that are like that towards these later Mega Mans. And I'm just like, come on guys, you know, it's okay to like them all. You don't have to love them all. Just because you don't like a Mega Man as much as, you know, one of the earlier ones, like, doesn't mean you still can't appreciate, you know, the later ones in the franchise. Really glad I kind of, like, turned around that line of thinking. Because it's kind of toxic, honestly, and I don't think it's particularly healthy. It's like, yes, I am so smart, I am critical. And I'm still critical to all of the things I don't like as much about the other games, but the difference is letting it get you down and having that info make you feel, like, enraged. That's the difference. Yeah, if any of you guys want, like, a trip down memory lane, go check out my my Mega Man's, mainly my Mega Man 5 NES Let's Play from like 2014. It'll probably be entertaining, because I'm like... I get so pissed off during that playthrough, and it's like... I look back at it now, 10 years later, and I'm like, why? It's almost 10 years to like the month, I think. Might have been like January, Actually, it was... Might have been like December 2014 or something like that. So how's everybody doing? What's everybody up to? I don't know, watching Mega Man 5 probably isn't the most entertaining thing. Because it is like, oh, I'm just gonna charge, release, kill a couple enemies at once. Don't feel like this is something that involves a lot of skill. There's not much for me to talk about. I don't really need to tutorialize this game. It is nice having, like, a philosophical kind of conversation, though. Introspection is a good thing. Helps you grow. Hey, FPS, thanks for saying that. That's cool. You've been around a long time. I didn't realize that. Like a really long time. I'm glad you came out of the woodwork. I like knowing who's watching. You know, I like knowing who's watching, whether they're lurking or not. It's nice to hear from everybody. Gives me an idea of who the audience is. As opposed to just broadcasting out into the ether. Society says he had blood work done today, but everything came back normal, so that's a relief. Yeah, that's always a relief. Nice, man. Yeah, that's a really good feeling. Alright, who's Jason's favorite boss ever? AKX says, yeah, Mega Man 5 and 6 feel like alimony payment games. Contractual obligations to Nintendo. I feel that a lot less with Mega Man 6. But yeah, I see what you mean. The formula had kind of run its course. At least with Mega Man 6, they really tried to mix things up a little bit with, like, the armor sets, which is kind of fun. The different routes, which is kind of a shallow mechanic, but At least it's something. They were trying to do something different, at least. Yeah, it feels like every game in like each, or there's a point in each Mega Man sub-series where it just kind of gets long in the tooth. It's like, okay, how many times are we gonna rehash the same stuff? But Papa Capcom's always gotta milk that cow dry. But at least with the milked Mega Man franchise on NES, we still got 6 really good games. If you're a Mega Man aficionado and you've played them all, then yeah, the later ones feel a little half-hearted compared to the earlier ones, but they're still by no means bad games. And if you're not a huge Mega Man fan, you barely played any of them, and you jump into 5 or 6, you'll probably think they're amazing games. I think the weakness is actually the rock, which is like, this boss actually goes into a state where he's just invincible. It's probably the most annoying thing about him. Probably not AKX. Probably not. You gotta remember, Nintendo themselves published Mega Man 6. I think because Capcom specifically was not going to bring it to North America. Yeah, I highly doubt Nintendo had stipulations in place like that for Super Nintendo. Like, oh, you can't release on Super Nintendo without releasing on NES, because that would... No, I don't think that was a thing. Highly doubt it. Otherwise, I think we would have seen a lot more junk on the NES in 93 and 94. But we didn't. We saw a major dip in releases. I kind of don't want to play this anymore. Would you guys be okay if I switched to something else? Like I said, we probably weren't going to play through the whole thing, but it's, you know, think about these Mega Man games. It's kind of hard to stop when you've gotten into a decent rhythm. Got multiple votes for Switch It Up. Okay. But I just can't stop playing. Alright, we got enough people in chat saying switch it up, so we'll go ahead and switch it up. Alright, well that was 8 bosses of Mega Man 5. This is a good little chunk of Mega Man 5. Alright. I don't know what to play. I'm trying to think of something cool I can play that I am familiar with that I haven't played 1,000 times before, but I think that list is growing smaller and smaller. Okay, this is gonna be a disaster, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I love the original Prince of Persia on computers and Super Nintendo and Sega CD, but there are some versions out there that are very, very difficult to play. Not because like the running and jumping is all that bad, but because like the combat is broken. And I believe this is one of those versions where the combat's pretty busted. So this might be one of those situations where we play it for like 2 minutes and that's it. I've always wanted to get good at this version to do a let's play of it, but every time I play it, I'm like, no, I just can't do it. Hey, Dasan, what's going on? Alright. Hard to believe this is a 92 release. So it does have a password save, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's see. So I just press B to step. And then when you move left to right, you go a set, like block and a half. Pressing B, you go like half that distance. Ah, that's right, the screen scrolls in this one. How do I go down? It's not letting me go down. Let's try it from this side. Maybe you're more limited in the NES one? No? That is weird. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to figure out how to do that. You're supposed to just be able to climb down on your own, but pressing down isn't doing that. Oops, that actually closed the gate on me. I'm not used to this screen scroll. In Prince of Persia, you're supposed to be able to see the entire room. Oh, that's not good. Oops. That's really bad, actually. Alright, down in B. I'm gonna fall down here, see if there's any health. There should be spikes. Alright, no health. I mean, all things considered, it's not a bad looking game. Yeah, I always really wanted the NES version of this back in the day. I never got it, but I did get the Game Gear version. Which is very similar to this in combat. Slightly less jank, I believe. The thing that has me worried here, though, is like I've got no health. Let's see. Maybe I can bump this, run, come on up here. There we go. Yep. Okay, the controls are tripping me up, though. Like, down in B, what? What? Yeah, you're crazy, Dasan. Whatever you're smoking, I don't want any of it. SNES Prince of Persia, I think, is, like, the best one. And that's coming from someone that loves the Sega CD version as well. Yeah, they went above and beyond with the Super Nintendo one. It's pretty crazy. The colors, the extra levels, the extended existing levels, the music. The controls are great in that game. You just love the 16-bit gore. Wah, 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 wah. I can't enjoy a game without the gore. I need my violence. I can't enjoy a game without my violence. Oh. You people. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's one thing I really like about the Sega CD1 is the gore. It's like, when you get eviscerated by those, like, chomper things, it's like, whoa, that's pretty messed up. Wow, is it really down an A at the same time? So if you don't time it right, you might just, like, jump by accident? Okay. I mean, even the Super Nintendo version, though, it's like, when you get chomped, it's still so instantaneous that it's still jarring. So, I don't know. I just think the trap itself is scary enough as is. The blood is really cool, but I would take all the other stuff over the blood and gore. Ah, that's what I'm talking about, man. God, this combat is just... ugh. I thought Nosferatu was pretty good. It's just, like, super hard. Got a buddy of mine on Twitch. Actually, he's here on YouTube as well. He's Diamond Long Plays. And he could just, like, wreck that game. And every time I watch him play it, I'm pretty impressed by the game, actually. It's one of those I'd like to be able to learn to finish one day. Well, at least I made it more than a level into this game. That in and of itself is something special. Oh my god. This combat. Like, you can block, but it comes out... The enemies attack so fast in this one. And... when you block in this, they don't get stumbled backwards, or sorry, it's not stumbled backwards. It's in the original computer version of the game, you kind of go into like a sword fight, and like you'll cling and clang swords back and forth, and then you'll eventually just guaranteed attack the enemy. Like, you'll actually hit them. It's so hard to explain. Anyone that's played a lot of classic Prince of Persia will know exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, you have full control over the combat in, like, Sega CD, PC, Mac, Super Nintendo versions, stuff like that. You don't have full control in this one. It's like... you can't dominate the enemies in the same way, unless there's like a glitch I'm missing or something. Maybe I should just keep mashing A. I wonder if that'll actually work. Not really. I still took a hit. Yeah, Dasan, I actually watched the silent film Nosferatu for the first time a few months back. Okay, why are you not working? I'm just pressing down an A, man. What the hell? And of course, that happens. Ugh. Yeah, the movement controls in this are not great. Or I should say, like, the rappelling controls are not great. Left and right is fine, but when you're trying to climb up or down... down in particular, it's really bad. I mean, maybe that's the strategy, is literally just press A over and over again. That strategy does not work in the more advanced versions of the game. Wait, that didn't give me health back? What? I didn't even do anything. Yeah, I was gonna say, I watched Nosferatu for the first time, and it was hard to get through a bunch of it. Silent films just, I don't think, are my thing. Even the parts that were cool had just weird, goofy music playing in the background, and I was like, you know, everyone was like, Nosferatu is so scary. But the music used wasn't really elevating the scenes. I was just like, eh, it's interesting as like a part of history, but now I know how kids feel when they play the Atari 2600. And also the way it ends was so abrupt, out of nowhere. I was like, what? He died that easily? Okay. Anyway. Alright, it looks like we're 2 hours in. We'll see if we can play another game or two. Yeah, Metropolis I actually tried watching. It had a really cool scene in the beginning that just threw me off. And I was like, whoa, is this what the whole movie's gonna be like? No, it wasn't. It was just a one-off. And I was kind of bummed. Yeah, I watched through most of Metropolis and it was like, okay. I know it's an all-time classic, but it's not an all-time classic that holds up to films that come several decades later. It's just, I mean, it's all relative, I guess. All right, I have barely ever touched this one before. RC Pro Am 2. Only really messed around with the first one. I mean, it's possible I may have played this one just briefly on a stream sometime, but I completely forgot. Hey, MD Mister? Oh, it looks like this is a 4-player one. That's cool. Track Lap 1, 2 laps. Still isometric. Okay. Arrows still boost you. They're big arrows in this one. Alright. So I guess we can upgrade. $2,000 for the motor. Okay. Let's just exit, see if we can bank our money. Definitely a memorizer. There's no way you're gonna beat this game on your first try. And that's not good. Third place. Alright, let's do motor. Because I have the money for it. Okay. Guns. 2,000. Okay. That's a lot of weapons. Ammo. Someone else grabbed the one up. I wanted to grab that. And one of the things that's tough about this game is you're pushed to the far edge of the screen. Like, you can't see where you're going until it's too late. Hey John, welcome back. Okay. I gotta say, this menu system is not that great. Like, I picked the $4,000 motor by accident. I assume it's gonna improve my performance? I hope so. Yeah, FPS. Rad Racer's great. Rad Racer actually holds up really well. It controls really well. It's fast. It's fun. Oh, jeez. I got bombed. By not even one of my opponents. It's just a random plane. Okay. Hey Nick, welcome back. Yeah, Rad Racer is a rad game. We're currently playing RC Pro-Am 2. I do like that there are hills in this one. I don't think there were hills in the first game. I think it was all completely flat. Oh, man. He's got boosts and I don't. I'm still winning, sucker! $5,700. Nobblies? Okay. The skinnies have gotta be better than what I've already got. Hopefully. Alright, guns. Buckshot. I can only afford buckshot. Maybe we should bank our money. Try to do things the fair way. Cacodemon, this is RC Pro-Am 2. Yeah, I think the tires are helping, actually. Alright, 5,300. Let's just race as is again. But you know, Dasan, if you did get that tattoo, you today might still be a goth. I think there is an $8,000 motor. The silver motor. Oh God, there's a gold one as well. And there's a hyper one. And a mega! Oh jeez. Oh man. This is for people that want to play the long game. That's not us. Well, the high scoreboard says there's at least 30 levels. I don't know if that's all of them or if there's more. Ugh. I should see if there's a way for me to buy nitrous or something, because I keep seeing these guys boost without a boost pad. Tug-O-Truck Challenge. Pull your opponent... Oh, jeez. I wasn't able to read that. I have no idea what just happened. That was definitely not me. Alright, ammo. Shield. Slick. Nitro. I don't know how many that gives me, and also I just figured out I can hit start to just exit immediately. Whoa! Okay, these courses look more complex already. My only thing with this game is, like, I feel like they probably could have done music at the same time. Like, it would have been nice if this just had in-game music. Like, soundtracks by Rare were usually pretty good. Random bombs on the street, that's okay. Just another normal day. Wow, okay. I am out. It's game over. Or maybe not. I don't know, let's see. Yep, it is game over. I get 2 continues. Society, it's possible, but so far it's just been this truck. Hey, Stexor, welcome back. Oh, man. Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. I was, I'm come to think of it, I don't think I've ever actually played part 2. I think I've only played part 1, because I don't remember any of that, really. Don't feel bad, I thought it was Rad Racer. Yeah, when you came in, Nick, and said Rad Racer, I thought you were... We had literally just talked about Rad Racer, so I thought you were commenting on that, but it was like... Or does he think this is actually Rad Racer? Looks like he actually thought it was Rad Racer. Well, now you know, Nick. Now you know. Hey, you don't have mini games for NES. It doesn't mean that you haven't watched a lot of gameplay for NES or played a lot of NES games on emulators. I don't know, so... yeah, that's because Rad Racer had that 3D glasses mode, Dasan, yeah. I've never actually played it with the glasses. I kind of want to try it. NES Dexter, I agree. I think Rad Racer is a great game, for sure. Absolutely. Alright. Alright, we're going to try this game. Which I don't remember ever making it very far in. Pretty expensive game these days for anybody that cares about that sort of thing. We're trying to save the United States with some magical sword as a flying zombie head. Can't make this stuff up. And it's called Samurai Zombie Nation. Oh, that's great. Alright, we'll do round one. Easy and hard. We'll start on easy because, like, every time I play this game I get wrecked. Yeah, it's basically a shoot 'em up, but I'm not entirely sure how it works. I guess I have to rescue these guys. Yeah, I remember... Oh! I died already. I remember these, like, vertical lasers. Wow, 1 life. Okay. Let's try that again. Looks like I got a firepower upgrade. I can barely see what I'm doing. There's so much flicker. Gotta watch out for these vertical lasers, though. Some of them just feel like they come out of nowhere. Like, they're not just background objects, they will kill you, like, instantly. I'm noticing multiple icons on my heads-up display. I don't know what they do. Like, there's a 2, there's a 3. Whoa, okay. I mean, I like this. Like, this is pretty cool. Full screen bosses, always kind of cool. And there are definitely some interesting visuals in this game. Like, those lightning strikes are pretty well detailed for an NES game. Kind of just makes me want to play some Godzilla on NES. Oh, the clouds hurt me too. Oh, geez, you can't even touch the clouds. I'm sounding a little different today. I mean, I don't know how I'm sounding different. But welcome back, Dave. No, I have not played UFO 50. No. And my voice might be a little raspy right now. It's been a long week, and I'm tired. This might actually be our last game. I'm actually pretty damn tired right now. Yeah, some of that flicker is really bad. To the point where you can't even see what's happening at all. That's kind of a bummer. I mean, I guess it makes sense, though, when, like, you've got so many objects on the screen at once. All these breakable blocks, for instance. I think this is where we died last time. I'm going to guess the water's bad, too. This guy is basically just allergic to everything. No, not that water. Okay. Although the waterfall was pushing me downwards. Okay, no, the water doesn't hurt me. Okay. Yeah, given the clouds in the previous level did hurt me, I assume the water would here. Only have half of a health bar. I'd say picking up the occasional falling human will give you some health back. It's the anti-samurai head. What the hell? Oh, come on, man. It's a Cho-Aniki reject. Oh, at least a checkpoint. What? Are you serious? Instant death? Wow. This is like save state material right here to practice. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, so it's not always instant death in this game, but it seems like for certain enemies it definitely is, including this boss fight. Only in Japan. Okay. It feels like there's a lot of RNG on that boss. Don, no, this actually came out in North America. It's called Zombie Nation. It's one of the less common North American games. for anyone that cares. It's gone up in price a lot over the years. Okay. Okay. And that fire... Sorry, that smoke definitely hurts me. Yeah, I actually knew about this one back in the day, but I never got it. It was actually featured in Nintendo Power. You know, given that, I'm actually surprised it didn't sell more, but then again, it is a really weird-looking game, even for the time, so... Jeez, man. Very little margin for error on that. I want to try to get powered up as fast as possible. Which always involves breaking these blocks. Jeez, man. Try it again. Oh, I can cut through sometimes. Good to know. Alright, we got it. Yeah, that sound sampling on this makes me think of Ghostbusters 2 on NES, the American one. Alright, see you, Carlos. Have a good night. How many power-ups on this level? Uh-oh. Now we've got diagonal lasers. The flicker is real. Yeah, Don, absolutely. Yeah, you can skate in the walls on this, which is... If you couldn't do that, man, this game would be... It would feel like it's impossible. And I think I just got crushed. I think I earned some credits. I feel so weak. Game's definitely not messing around now. Crap. I think I just defeated all of them, too. Alright, see ya, Nick. You sure about that, Stexer? I've seen a ton of NES games with slowdown like this. You gotta remember, there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Nothing as bad as that. Mega Man 3. I wonder if this is the final boss. I don't know if we'll ever find out. At this rate. I'm gonna laugh if that's actually it. I think that's it. Oh, man. Yeah, Contra Force is awful slowdown, yeah. You know, I could see myself 1cc in this. It has more of an ending than you would expect. Yeah, I mean, Don, there's a lot of games that slow down pretty bad on NES. It's not, you know, it's actually, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I get where you're coming from, Stexter. I think there's more than you realize or remember. That's all. I mean, at least there's like a real ending on this. That's cool. Supposedly with Thunder and Lightning, when you beat it, it literally just says game over. And then it goes right back to the title screen. This is game over for like 3 seconds. Alright guys, I want to check something real quick. I'm going to be getting out of here. We've streamed for about 3 hours now. I want to see what else they made, this company, Meldak. The name is familiar, I thought I've seen them before. Oh, I know where I've seen them. They published Super Pinball in Japan for Super Famicom. But then there's a couple of other games like Heyankyo Alien for Game Boy, Mercenary Force on Game Boy, and then a couple of racing games. Yeah, so not much. But that's Super Pinball's where I've seen their name before. I remember their name being familiar. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Oh. Yeah, guys, it's been a long week, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I've been up since like before 7 a.m. I just could not get any sleep last night, so I don't have a whole lot of energy. So what I'm going to do is get out of here. I got to feed my kitties. I might go out, have a couple drinks, play some pinball, and then come back and just veg out. But thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'll try to have the archive up sometime tomorrow. For anyone that's a channel backer or Patreon backer, I posted a backer-only video today. So if you're a Patreon backer, go over there, check that out. If you're a channel member, check your notifications or go to my channel membership tab on my channel page. So I picked up a Sega Astro City Mini, so I basically did an unboxing of that. So that's backer exclusive content. So yeah, go check that out. Should be a little fun video. And yeah, I recorded the next Q&A video as well. So I'm about halfway through editing that, for anybody curious. So hopefully that'll be up in the next week or two, publicly. And then I'm going to try to record a Let's Play maybe tomorrow or Sunday. So we'll hopefully have a new playthrough up sometime soon. I know I haven't done many this year, but watch out for that as well. Nope, I see Odd One out there. What's going on? Hello and goodbye. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. I will see you guys later. I guess until the next one, take it easy.